you. I think we're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. All right, good morning, everyone. How are you today? Okay. There felt like a question mark in that answer, and I'm here for it. My name is Lauren Garcia. I am the ED here at North Star Church of the Arts, and I'm so glad to see all your faces today. We're here for Sunday service. It's the beginning of August. It feels a little hopeful. I don't know if that's a weird thing to say at this moment in time. Let's do a practice that I usually do where I have y'all think about how you're feeling and then say it back at me. So let's take a minute. We're gonna think one word, a phrase that encapsulates how you've been feeling lately. Think on it, maybe take a deep breath in. Let it go. I'm gonna count to 3, and when I get to 3, y'all say the word. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Reverend? Okay, that's a lot of feelings. I'm really grateful for all of those feelings, positive, negative, everything in between. I want to introduce you to Melissa, who is our ASL interpreter for today. Round of applause for Melissa. And Danny is also helping us with service today. Danny's staff here at North Star. Matt is in the back on sound. We usually have a projector, but our cable broke, so we're gonna be a little lower tech this month. Raise your hand if you've been to North Star before. Okay, many familiar faces. Know and love you so much. Raise your hand if it's your first time. Yay, round of applause for new visitors. We have been in the news lately for federal budget cuts. We are experiencing some of the cutbacks to the NEA, and our community has galvanized to support us, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm excited to dig into Nina Simone today. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about North Star, about the run of service today, and then let you know that there's water, donuts, and coffee over here. There's restrooms through the arch on this side. There's one right back here and one in the office. You're welcome to use both. This is not a classroom. You move at the pace that your body wants to in this space. We're not lecturing. There are programs and pens up here if you want to take notes on your paper. And this is really a discussion space at our Sunday services. North Star does multidisciplinary art programming, so you can come here for performances, youth theater. We teach kids how to use our tech programs. We also have visual art exhibitions, movement classes, so we have free yoga on Monday nights, somatic workshops, and then community events and our Sunday service. We work through what it means to have a spiritual practice that is not necessarily tied to any one religion, and we do it together. So every voice is welcome in this space. You'll see how that goes today. And then finally, we have Sunday school for our little ones. Chelsea. Miss Chelsea's gonna take folks outside. If any kids wanna participate in Sunday school, you are welcome to go with Miss Chelsea now. Yay! So if you know of any families who have little ones, ages 5 and up, they are welcome to attend. Chelsea every month does a children's lesson on whichever artist or person, figure we're talking about that month that is suitable for their age group. And today we're talking about Nina Simone. We are honoring her legacy in all of her facets and iterations. She was a musician, a truth teller, and a revolutionary spirit. We're honoring the fullness of her humanity, not just as some magical hero figure in music or in movement work. We're going to talk about who and what we center in our decision making, And then we're going to talk about the possibilities for our city when we center different types of people. And we're going to write a song together. Does that sound good or scary? Tell me. Good? Is it scary for anyone? It's scary for me. Okay. We're here for all of it. So for right now, I'm going to turn it over to Danny to talk about a little bit of history of Nina Simone. All right, give it up for Danny.
Hi, folks. As Lauren said, my name's Danny. I use they, them, and she, her pronouns. I am the Operations and Outreach Coordinator here at North Star, and I'm glad to be here with y'all today to talk a little bit about Nina Simone's story. And as Lauren said, we want to talk about the fullness of Nina's humanity, both in the grandness of her contributions to our lives and in the ordinary moments of her life that shaped her and made her the woman that she was. So we all know the name Nina Simone, but it is less common that we would recognize her by her given name as Eunice Kathleen Wayman, born in Tryon, North Carolina. Who here knew Nina Simone was a Carolina girl? Okay, some folks did, some folks didn't. I was excited to find that out when I did. And like many young Black girls from North Carolina, Eunice was raised in the church, and she began to play piano by ear at the age of 3. And her parents encouraged her to develop that God-given talent, playing in the church choir. And so she fell in love with music, and while she wasn't yet singing, her prodigal talent was evident. She was playing things by ear. She learned piano herself, and so she soon started studying and fell in love with classical music and trained with an English woman that had moved to her city. And she graduated valedictorian from her high school, and after doing so, her community helped raise money for her to attend Juilliard in New York City, and her family moved up north to Philadelphia to support her dream of becoming the first Black classical pianist. But Eunice's ambitions were thwarted when she was denied entry to the prestigious Curtis Institute of Music, and the realities of racism in the industry and in her life became apparent in a life-changing way. She's quoted as saying, "I knew I was good enough, but they turned me down. And it took me about 6 months to realize that it was because I was Black. And I never really got over that jolt of racism at the time." So a rejected but determined Eunice vowed to re-audition and began teaching piano so she could make ends meet. While she was training and regrouping, she needed to make money in some way. But she was still struggling, and she needed some additional income. And one day, one of her students told her about a gig at a nightclub that would earn double what she was making in a week as a teacher. And she went, and she was hired only to find that the job required her to sing as well. So remember, she was not singing in the church choir, she was just playing. But she needed the job, so she took it and she said she would sing. And now, Eunice had a problem that is very familiar to a Southern griot. How am I gonna stop my Christian mama from finding out I'm singing and playing jazz in a bar? When for her, Nina's quoted as saying, that wouldn't be any different from working in the fires of hell. And she was becoming popular. Her deep velvet vocals, her classic piano training, and her unique synthesis of jazz and blues and classical music was attracting folks from up and down the East Coast. But she did not need her mama to start hearing that that's where she was at. She didn't want people talking about her, and it reached her mama's ears. So to keep her name from being in any conversations with her mom, she decided on a stage name, Nina Simone, which is a combination of Spanish for little one, the Spanish nickname, and a tribute to a French actress, Simone Signoret. And I think it is such an extraordinary and tragically common that this Black woman who would go on to be so much and give so much to so many generations to come from her found her voice out of a need for survival and chose her name as a way to escape shame and protect her true identity. How many of us in this room, how many of our ancestors before us have had to reinvent ourselves, maybe not necessarily just out of choice, but also out of survival? And so for Eunice, now Nina, this reinvention would be a catalyst to alchemizing deep pain and alchemizing that into healing and truth and power. And funny enough, early in her career, Nina preferred love songs. She was actually staying away from politics. She was struggling with her identity and her new career as a singer. She said that nightclubs were dirty, making records was dirty, popular music was dirty, and to mix all that with politics seemed senseless and demeaning. She also said that she didn't like protest music because a lot of it was so simple and unimaginative. But as we all know, this shifted at some point. And this really changed for her after the 1963 bombing of the Black Baptist Church in Birmingham that resulted in the murder of 4 young Black girls. And this tragedy was a turning point for her and for her career when she wrote Mississippi Goddamn in response to those attacks. This would be the first of many resistance songs that would make a clear indictment of American racism and become a part of the collective soundtrack to liberation and resistance that we all know and love. And this newfound role as artist and activist was one that she really chose for her, wasn't really one that she chose for herself, but was again a reinvention of necessity. It was a role that she had no choice but to fill as a person also being marginalized by these systems that she was so bravely using her voice to shine a light on. And Nina famously said, "I stopped singing love songs and started singing protest songs because protest songs were needed. I have become more militant because the time is right." And while her music and her activism, it was pivotal in the seeing and feeling and fighting for liberation for so many of her generation and beyond, Nina was rewarded with exile and anger and frustration and consistent disappointment. Nina went on to make more than 40 albums in her career with music that was ranging from eerie and moody to poignant and melancholic, uplifting and activating, and undeniably sexual and liberating. She was an outspoken supporter of so many rights and so many fights for liberation, and was clear on her stance on an artist's duty to reflect the times that they were in. She was a pivotal voice for so many, and she said, "Every song that I sing is important, that it communicates something to someone. It is not just a song, it's something that says something to someone, something that communicates and gets into the soul of people." But by the end of her career and her life, Nina was still deeply hurt by the rejections and disappointments that she had experienced, both from the Curtis Institute all those years ago and the music industry and the American people who rebuked her for daring to use that velvety voice of hers as a sharp weapon and light against the injustices that she and so many others were facing. In a 1991 interview, she's quoted as saying, "I wasn't happy. I was too honest for them." She said, "I'm sorry that I didn't become the world's first Black classical pianist. I think I would have been happier that way. I'm not very happy now." And so even with all of this pain that she held, that she alchemized throughout her life, she had and she held tight to a vision of what could be, and knew that she had a calling to use her voice to speak life into that vision and to uplift those who were never centered in the conversation. And so this is the legacy that we're wanting to pick up today. That no matter how we have to reinvent ourselves, no matter what dreams we didn't see realized, no matter which parts of ourselves have had to die, so that the whole of us may survive. As Nina said, this is the world you have made for yourself. Now you have to live in it. So I'll leave us with this. If this is the world that we have, whether we made it ourselves or it was made for us, how will we continue to live in it? Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Danny. Whew, I love Miss Nina. So if you're familiar with Christian church, we usually have liturgy and a guiding scripture or passage that helps us with service. Today we're using I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free, which is originally by Billy Taylor, who's also from North Carolina, made most popular by Nina Simone's performance. I'd like for us to listen to a version of it. Now, like I said, usually we'd have this up on the screen, but we're going to be a little bit different today. This version of the song is more of a jazz improvisation. It's in a different meter and rhythm than it's usually played in. And not everybody's going to be able to see it, and I'm sorry for that, but we're going to listen to it this way. It really centers Nina's piano playing most of all.
I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all chains still binding me. Wish I could say all the things that I can say when I'm relaxed. I'd be starting anew. I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. Don't leave me. How sweet it would be to find that I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Wish I could break all the things that bind us apart. Wish you could know what it means to be me. And you'd see, you'd agree, everybody should be free, 'cause if we ain't, we're murderous. Wish I could be like a bird in the sky. sweet it would be. I could find that I could fly sun to the sun. Look down and see me. I know, yes, I know. Oh yeah, spirit's moving now. For you, I already know. Jonathan Livingston Seagull ain't got nothing on me. Free, 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 free. I'm free, and I know it. Don't wanna be out, and I show it, but I'm still free.
Gorgeous. You can tell Miss Needham grew up in church. So, there was an article in the Assembly NC recently because Nina's childhood home is here in North Carolina. And there's a lot of discussion around what it could be, even before this recent iteration. And I wanted to read an excerpt from it so that we knew what the conversation was and let it guide us into some prompts and some thoughts about what we're making, like Danny said, with the world that we've been given, what we can create from it. So here's some excerpts. When East Side residents spoke up at the June meeting, most were less concerned with the symbolic power of the home than with the logistics. It was still their neighborhood, after all, and not just the setting of a memorial to Simone. The developer admits that developing excitement for the project has been harder than he expected. I'm a bit concerned about the parking, a resident told him. School buses don't come through the east side because the roads are too narrow and winding, she explained. Even the traffic from the meeting seemed to fill up the neighborhood. After several decades of shrinking, these few roads are not ready, physically, for growth. I'm thinking about something here that we've been talking about at our Sunday service. Time and intentionality, and what we can build in a spark, but what takes longer. Historic disinvestment in our neighborhoods can't be solved in individual projects. In fact, these short-term individual projects often exacerbate long-standing issues, like where are people going to park? So I'm curious, and I want us to think about what it would look like if neighborhoods like East Side, where Nina grew up, had experienced more investment. Not investment that centered tourism or developers or people from outside of the community, but investment that centered the people who have been there and will continue to be there for generations. I'll keep reading. Nina's brother recalled returning to Tryon in 2018 to perform a tribute concert for his sister to celebrate the newly completed Nina Simone Plaza downtown. He passed 5 men sitting on an East Side porch, and he asked them to come to the concert. They didn't even know it was happening, and they weren't sure they would attend. These honors and tributes, the men told him, come around from the white folks from time to time, and they pass just as quickly. All that hubbub had nothing to do with them. We need people of color to come out, he told them, to support one of our own. After a discussion, most of them promised to come. Sure enough, that night he saw those 5 men in the crowd. His speech had worked, and he bought them a round of drinks after it was over. He tells this story like a parable in the gospel of Nina, and those men were delivered. But one would expect that he must evangelize to the casual listeners, not just the residents of the neighborhood. And door-to-door preaching can't be the most effective method. He supposes that the East Side folks are most concerned that Simone's home will become yet another project that idealizes an individual and neglects the community. So I want us to think, as we pivot towards moving to our smaller group discussion, when decisions are made, who's being centered? And how does this show up in our city? Whether you're from Durham or somewhere else, where can you see that a problem that you've had is affected by centering something other than the people who live in your community? We're gonna move into our song, I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free. Raise your hand if you've never heard this song before. Okay. And raise your hand if you have? Okay, cool. So I wonder if it would be helpful. Let's talk about the song first. So it's a protest song, but like Nina said, she was not interested in writing protest songs until she had to. These were not choices so much as mandates for Nina, right? And the song comes from people who live right here in our state. Unlike a lot of protest songs that center an adversary, I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free centers a vision for a better future. And so when we write our song today, we're gonna think about visions for a better future. What does the world look like now, and what could it be? There's a quote from an Earthseed documentary from Octavia Butler that says, "What worlds do you dream of, dear Earth seedling? What does it mean to you to be freer?" So I'm gonna have y'all sing the song real quick before we break into small groups. Does anybody need lyrics? We have a program that we're gonna pass out. And since so many of you know it, we're just gonna sing together. And if you don't know it, sing along. We'll read through, or we'll sing through the verses, and then by the time we sing through the 4 verses, we'll all know how it goes. Sound good? Okay. Do we want accompaniment? No, let's not do accompaniment yet. All right, ready? This is our first note. We're gonna sing a cappella. I've never done this before. We're experiencing something new together. Okay, thank you. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole that I can do, though I'm way overdue. I'd be starting anew. Last verse. Well, I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Yay, you sound beautiful. Okay, we're gonna break into small groups. If you haven't been to North Star before, this is what we do. We encourage that you listen more than you talk. We want to protect folks' ability to participate even if they are introverted and a little more quiet. And also, if you're not interested in speaking in the group, that's okay too. We're gonna give you big pieces of paper so that you can write your own verse. An example is, we're gonna name a problem you see or experience in the world. So my problem that I've been seeing and experiencing is I can't walk to the grocery store. Ask who or what is being centered in the decisions that create the problem. I heard about this city council resolution that said that developers can build buildings up to the curb, eliminating the sidewalks. So obviously, developers and profit are being centered in that decision. And then what would make you feel a little freer? Being outside would make me feel a little freer. So mine would be, I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. We'll all start with that. Then, I wish I could walk to get groceries, right? To live in a place that puts people outside. Then I'd get lots of sun, and I wouldn't wanna cry. So sometimes it rhymes, sometimes it doesn't. Do you? Does everybody understand instructions? Can we get an affirmative? Okay, all right. Move your chairs if you want, break out into smaller groups. Danny's gonna come around and put paper up. We'll do this for 20 or 30 minutes and then come back and put our song together. Okay, thanks y'all. everybody. I just want to say, does 5 minutes feel good? 5 minutes feels good, all my groups? Does anybody feel like they need more than 5 minutes? Y'all? Okay. So let's say more like 10. 10 minutes. If you need more paper, come get some. All right. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, y'all. If you can hear me, say hi. One more time. If you can hear me, say hello. Thank you. Okay. You can feel free to leave your chairs the way they are, but we're going to come back. I know folks are taping their things together. We're going to give each group a chance to just talk through what they came up with. You ready? We're going to go this way through the room. Who wants to talk? Is anybody super talkative? Okay.
Okay, we can't decide who's going to talk, so I guess I will. We discussed together kind of a compilation of different things that we experienced and what we wanted to be, what being free would feel like, and we came to basically wanting to end capitalism. But yeah. So we talked about wanting our time to be free, that we don't want to work 8 hours a day. We want to move at the rhythm the world wants to say. Laughing, building, centering play, unplug and connect in a meaningful way. Yeah.
Does anybody want to sing it? Do you want to tell us how it goes? If you don't, you're not sure? Do you want to workshop it? You're 100% confident. Here you go.
In the meter, we would sing it if everyone else will sing it too.
Everybody sing it with you. But you got to lead us. You got to teach us. Ready?
We don't want to work for 8 hours a day. Want to move at the rhythm the world wants to say. Laughing and building and centering play. Unplug and connect in a meaningful way.
Beautiful. Round of applause.
That's gorgeous. That was lovely. Okay, we're going clockwise. All right. Who is our spokesperson here? Who would like this microphone? Okay. Y'all have plenty to say. Here.
So we started talking about how it feels to like walk around where we live and how hard it can be to actually walk through your communities to get where you want to go. So we had a few sort of different ideas going on, decentering cars, having more access to public transit, and just being able to walk through your communities and make those sort of spontaneous connections that happen when you're more free to like be in the space around where you live. So our lyrics don't like 100% follow the same like pattern, but that's the message.
We're gonna just do a very small part of this. Okay. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could know how to get from A to B. I wish I could know how to have more connectivity. I wish I could take public transit reliably.
Thank you. That's lovely. I see. There's a North Star part in this I like. Oh, I'd soar up to North Star and then I'd sing 'cause I'd know how it feels to be in community, how sweet it would be. Aw, I love that. Yes, I love that. I'm so glad that North Star could make it into y'all's song. Thank y'all for sharing. Okay, next crew.
Hi. So we talked about a number of things, but we ended up landing on sort of like the truth and the ability to tell the truth and things like transparency and like counteracting propaganda. And so we sort of talked about, I'll read it, or unless someone wants to sing, because I'm not a singer, but I will read it. I wish I could speak and still be free. I wish I could see and it not be a lie to me. I wish I could be and not have to flee. I wish I could trust you all to carry me.
Bars.
I wish I could always be me. I wish I could fledge and eat food that nourishes me. I wish I could resist and all the lies told to me. I wish these words are heard. I know, sorry, this is important. I know these words are heard from the river to the sea.
Absolutely. I love that. Was there anyone else from this group that wanted to speak to where those words came from, or y'all want to let it speak for itself? Period. Period. And yeah, because from the river to the sea, Palestine will what? Be free. Exactly. Period. All right, next group.
Hello everyone, I am Tiffany, and the creators in this group are Anu, Randy, and Jesse, and our issues related to freedom that we wanted to highlight focus on access to housing and also more trees. So we have two verses here, and I'm gonna read, but if somebody would like to workshop the singing part, we can sing along. Right. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could have a house that feels like a home. I wish I was in a community filled with garden gnomes, a place where all can afford access and safe places are the reward. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish developers would cut fewer trees. I wish there were plenty of bumblebees, a place for butterflies and pretty flowers, hearing the sound of animals for hours.
Thank y'all so much. These are beautiful, y'all. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, next crew.
Hey y'all, I'm Teddy. Our little message was centered around also like really like land legacy in place. A lot of people were feeling feelings around like people not honoring the legacies of the communities they live in. Talked about gentrification, overdevelopment, all of these things, basically building a community, sustaining a community, honoring a community, et cetera, and all of these things. So this is what we came up with, and I guess I'll sing it, or y'all can sing it with me. Y'all can sing it with us, come on. Okay, so it says, I wish that my kids saw a world that was free, but when I look around, I see prisons around me. I wish I could stay in the home that I made, but they come to develop. All they do is take and take. Yeah, y'all ate that.
Thank you, thank you. All right, last but not least. Hi, friends.
Hello everyone. I'm Brittany. Yeah. All right, we are focused on the climate because no matter what problem we face on this earth, if we don't have an earth to fight it on, none of it matters. And so that's what we're talking about. And capitalism is the enemy of the planet. But I'm gonna pass the mic to a beautiful voice, and we're gonna be the backup choir. This is my friend, she has a beautiful voice.
I've been voluntold to sing, apparently. But hopefully my group will sing with me. Okay. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. If the planet wasn't burning right in front of me, I wish I didn't have to worry about climate catastrophe. I wish our children could thrive better than me. People over profit is the way it should be for the world to live sustainably. Yay, group.
Thank you so much. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you all so much for sharing your songs. We have our young friends here who would like to share their work as well. So everybody give it up to our small friends with their big hearts and arms.
Do you want to talk about who we learned about? Who did we learn about today? Oh, you gotta raise your hand. Who did you make a drawing of? Who is it, Yali? Simone. Today we read a book about Nina Simone, and we made portraits, and we learned the word silhouette, and we did them after the amazing queer Black illustrator Christian Robinson. If you're familiar, you can see the familiar shapes. But we learned, my favorite part was when we were reading the story and it started talking about segregation, and Yali here said, "Hey, have you ever heard about Martin Luther King?" And I said, "Yes, Yali, you're right on point, because he's about to show up in a few pages." So the kids are all right, y'all. The kids are all right.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Thank y'all so much for sharing. Those are such beautiful silhouettes. Thank all of y'all for sharing your beautiful music. Whether you sang it or not, it was music to me. I'll talk back to Lauren.
We're gonna put it together. Listen, we're gonna have one person from every group. If you want to, we can spoken word it. You don't have to sing. But Danny, will you run the mic around? Do we wanna, let's play it. And we'll go in the same order. Does that sound okay? Join me on this journey? Okay.
Shout out to Lauren for playing piano right now. We never get to hear her actually play piano. Fearless leader.
Are y'all gonna sing it with you?
I don't wanna work for 8 hours a day. Want to move at the rhythm the world wants to say. Laughing, building, and centering play. Unplug and connect in a meaningful way. I wish I knew how it would feel
I wish I could take public transit reliably.
I wish I could speak and still be free. I wish I could see and it not be a lie to me. I wish I could be and not have to flee. I wish I could trust you all to carry me.
We'll need help. I wish I could have a house that feels like home. I wish I was in a community filled with garden gnomes. A place where all can afford access and safe places are the reward.
I wish that my kids saw a world that was free. But when I look around, I see prisons around me. I wish I could stay in the home that I made, but they come to develop. All they do is take and take.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. If the planet wasn't burning in front of me, I wish I didn't have to worry about climate catastrophe. I wish our children could thrive better than me. Oh, my bad. Okay. People over profit is the way it should be for the world to live sustainably.
Y'all sounded beautiful. Please give yourselves a round of applause. That was so lovely. Thank you, Lauren, for the piano. Thank you for accompanying percussion. Thank you for that backbeat.
Any reflections? How did it feel to sing together? How often do we get to sing together? Never, right? Anybody else want to share before we move into our final closing stuff? Open floor.
Hey y'all, it's Teddy again. When I was listening to the talk earlier about Nina Simone, I just always get so emotional about Nina Simone. Like, I love her so much. Harriet Tubman, I love so much. They're just two such powerful women who were so inspirational and just worked so hard and just deserved so much better while they were here. So that just encourages me to just say, if you see anybody out in your community who you're inspired by, and you can do anything to bring ease into their life, I encourage you to do so, because those people, I can guarantee, are working so hard to be that light that you love and you feel warmed by. And they've been through so much to try and carry that for everybody around them. So if you see anybody who you like, oh, I just love them, send them that. Make sure that they feel that and know that before they go on, and we have to honor them on the back end. You know, let's honor them on the front end. That's all I want to say. I love everybody here. Thank y'all for coming. And thank y'all for holding this space. I love North Star. So yeah, happy Sunday, y'all.
Happy Sunday. North Star loves you too. Does anybody else have something they want to share? Yeah.
Hello again. I don't remember it verbatim, but I love Khalil Gibran's The Prophet, right? And in the section where he talks about freedom, he pretty much says that freedom is not being without these problems that we face. It's the ability to rise naked and unbound with all of it weighing at our necks. So no matter what's going on, no matter how we are oppressed and what we face, freedom is here. It won't be given to us, right? There may be physical chains placed on us, mental, emotional, psychological, but it is about our ability, with knowing all that we are up against, that we rise in it, and we say that I will still live in spite of everything. So those are the words from the prophet, and that's my reminder to you all about freedom.
Thank you. That's reminding me of a James Baldwin quote. It was just his birthday yesterday. And the quote is, "Freedom is not something that anybody can be given. Freedom is something people take, and people are as free as they want to be." What she said, it's up here. Period. Any other reflections, questions, comments? Okay. All right.
Thanks, y'all. Let's take a moment to be grateful. If you don't know about this building, it was originally designed, built in 1930 as a church for a deaf population. And during a time where there's a lot of ableism about deaf folks and the damage that factory work did to their ears, and people would come here for refuge, and I love thinking about that. This space being for that 100 years ago. So let's thank you to the building. Let's say thank you to our neighbors. Thank y'all for sharing in this space with us and being open, vulnerable about what you want and what you need. And we're gonna make a couple of announcements about some upcoming events here at North Star. We have, we're painting to a vinyl record on Cherry Organic Music Society at 2 p.m. today. So if you're still interested in that, there are a few spots available. North Star always does pay what you can tickets. Anything that you pay is a donation, but you're welcome to come for free. You can just sign up at the link at northstardurham.com. We also this month have our Spotlight Exhibition series artist, Brittany Simone. Her exhibition is called You Are Your First Home. And she does incredible beadwork. She's gonna commandeer the building and put up her work. She's also doing an opening reception on August 15th, followed by a day of wellness. So we're gonna have yoga in the space, meditation, journaling on the 17th, and then a closing round table on the 23rd. You can find all that information at northstardurham.com. I would love to invite you to support our work. We're a nonprofit. We offer all of our programming for free at pay-what-you-can prices. So if you're interested in becoming a church member, there's some information at the front. Or you can go to northstardurham.com/support. Money is not the only way you can support us. If you want to tag us on Instagram, tell a friend, tell the people you meet in the grocery store, be our evangelists around town. We welcome it. Share lyrics from today, photos, reflections, and always tag us. Always tag us. Is there anything I'm missing, Danny? I think we're good. Yeah, if you have anything you'd like to share, you can always come up to me or Danny at the end. And otherwise, please enjoy the food on the way out. And let's take a deep breath together. Ready? In through your nose, out through your mouth. I hope you carry what you learned today out into the world, and we'll see you next month for Catherine Dunham and dance. All right, y'all. Thank you.
Just refinished your coffee.